Hey everyone, and welcome to our Clips and Highlights channel. If you want to keep up with everything Kyle and I have going on, make sure you subscribe to the main Grinding Gear YouTube channel, which is where we actually do these streams. That's right, we stream right here on YouTube. Oh, and sub to the Grinding Gear podcast. Apple, Google, Spotify, really any podcast platform. We're probably there. Thanks.
Well, if it isn't the great hunter himself.
Glennard Skinnerd, buddy.
As if you don't know, our four cardinal virtues laid low, all with your help. You are the talk of the stair, Valentuna. When the night returned to Lakeland, we knew in our hearts that change was on the horizon. But never did I dare hope that you might help rid us of those terrible fiends.
So terrible.
You've surpassed my wildest expectations.
Did you lean back and not accept the compliment?
I think I gave like a half-hearted thumbs up for half a second.
Oh, my guy leaned back and shook his hands no, please. Oh, stop. Not mine, Glennard. When I first laid eyes on him, I had an inkling that he was the hero we'd been waiting to come along.
Ha! Easy claim after the fact.
That's how I feel about a lot of YouTube comments.
If you'd indulge me, though, we got some real winners on that last video. I would love to hear how you tell the tale. How you tell how it all played out. The hunting of the virtues, that is. And we tell the tale.
Too real?
My word. There's so much more than I realized. And there I thought you had only had to track down the bloody things. Gods, though. The things you learned about the Warrior of Light. So many secrets and details lost over time. And for all their hard work and sacrifice, they somehow brought about the flood. Can't say I understand it all, but it's a bloody tragedy it is. And we should gather the others and toast to their memories. Heroes of Eld, brave and true, to be remembered forevermore.
Now, I'll thank you not to let your bleeding heart drive you to offer up a fortnight's stock of spirits. Attend to your customers and let me speak with the hero of here and now. That's a good eyebrow raise. You just gave her the people's eyebrow.
Whatever would I do without your good sense and wisdom? Very well. I'll leave you to entertain him, but don't think we won't have that drink someday. Massive wave.
Tuna, Val, I must thank you both for sharing with us such incredible tales. 'Tis only right that I repay you in kind. With the ending, that is, with the story of the true villain who towers above the virtues, the devil more deserving a death than any that yet lingers in this world. If your curiosity has been piqued, then meet me atop the balcony overlooking the crystalline mean. I will be waiting there until you do.
Oh.
Ba-da-ba. It was a really calm conversation, and then the Quest Complete music just kicks the door down. Are you jamming, son?
Yeah. Well, there was enough. Did you see that Ellison? Oh, look at that Ellison over there. I think something's going down. It was going down.
What?
Oh, well, all the whole time we were doing the role quest, people in chat were going, oh, look at that. What a strange Ellison on the horizon. Isn't that an odd Ellison?
Well, you even called out the odd Ellison.
Yeah, and then there's the person in the most recent one we did in the cave there, where there was, we haven't addressed her. She was the 5th person in the party, and we just keep kind of highlighting over her. So I think that's the same name, Celia or Selena or Celiac.
Sayella?
Are you just gonna talk to her from up there? Lord above her? All right.
I'm Batman.
All right, Batman.
I'm Batmaning. Sayella says, you came, as I knew you would. Never met a mystery you could leave well enough alone. Or a demon that you could let live, am I right?
Okay.
And this demon is undeniably deserving of death. Make no mistake, to cut them down would be just and proper. The act of a goodly person. And that is just what you are. I can see that. No need to grow impatient or be offended, my friend. But before you pass judgment on this villain, you need first understand their part in everything. Who they were to the fallen heroes of light, or warriors of light, for instance.
Second tank.
Right about now, you must be wondering how I know what I know. What a tavern wench of all people has got to do with any of this. Let me tell you then. I am the one who brought together the Virtue Hunters. I am the one who marked you as a potential ally to them and bade you join them in their quests. I alone knew what had to be done and what sort of sinner would be needed to see this tale of tragedy and betrayal brought to an end. But come, we have many moms ahead of us still. To Calusia and the Codger's Crook. I will go on ahead and wait for you there.
She's very proud of herself.
Why did you... What? You sent us to one location just to send us to another? Why didn't you just start in Calusia?
It's a living, breathing world, Garrett. Yoshi P needs traffic in his towns. Was there always lights coming out of Yulmore, or have we just never looked at it at night?
Oh my god.
Well, actually,
it would make sense because it's been the light sky forever and always.
Exactly. This was the last zone. Yeah.
That looks awesome.
Yeah, that does look good over there.
I am engaging Sayella as well. Ooh, shout out to Third Rock. That's a hard one to fight.
Third Rock.
Yeah. Fight.
Yeah,
I like Third Rock.
My dad was a big fan of the Third Rock.
You are accustomed to life on the road, I see. As am I. As I'm clearly a villain about to eat your soul. Do you recognize this place? I thought you might. Here is where it began, where Oddbert first met Lamit.
You horribly overestimate my ability to recall anything over the course of this massive game. Does this place not have significance? Just like, I don't know.
I don't freaking know.
Where am I?
Everything in Calusia looks the same. It's a bunch of brown rock, unless you're in Yulmore. Still young and lacking in experience, but possessed of so much potential. Heroes in the making. Even then, the keen-eyed could see. They would only fulfill the promise much later, though, after joining with their other dear companions, Brandon and Renderay. Brandon is far too normal of a name.
Brandon.
It's real Duncan, Idaho energy. And one other, an elven woman. Not half bad with a sword.
Still playing coy about it.
But perhaps you are already asking the question, who? There were 5 warriors of light in all, but she would make 6. Indeed. After adding in Albert, there does seem to be one too many. But believe me when I say there was indeed a 6th adventurer lost to history, and her name was Silva. Though I doubt I need convince you of this truth. When you walked in the Virtue's memory, you saw her time and time again, did you not? Yeah, I got this friend that plays Elizin, and he wouldn't shut up about it. He was just like, look at that Elizin!
Look at him!
Look at her!
Look at it!
Then you saw the true villain, the traitor responsible for all their woes. Let us continue the story elsewhere. To Amarang and the fields of Amber. As I now wear this very smug and devious smirk on my face.
We're doing a tour of the locations. I get what they're going for here. It is kind of silly, though.
It makes me giggle.
Yeah.
It's like, why? Speak plainly!
Because my machinations are beyond your pitiful understanding. Like, no, you joined the party and you did wrong, or like ushered them towards something or something. Like, I don't know. Are you an Asian? Like, should I kill you? Like, listen, I have this whole move set.
And some Ragamuffin super chat. Third rock and its sequel, 30 rock.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I thought that was the case.
Nope, wrong soundboard.
You should keep that on the soundboard, though. A light spin.
You saw the true villain's face in their memories, and I told you her name in Calusia. But what were her crimes, you ask? I didn't. I'm out of breath because you keep making me run. Hearken to my tale and you will learn. Silva had joined the others before they first met Nilebert. After their party of 5 came to this place, they took on a commission to slay a powerful beast that had taken up residence in the mines.
I remember this.
In the mines!
Yeah.
Said beast was believed to be the instigator of ever more terrible tremors. And so time was of the essence. But during their hurried search, they crossed paths with their future companion. Then a competitor aiming to usurp their prize. After another tremor triggered by the beast trapped them all underground, they had no choice but to work together to lay it low. But to their dismay, even after its death, the earth continued to shudder violently. Look at my battle brawl. As the adventurers looked to each other in confusion, Nilebert strode towards the beast's body and grabbed hold of a curious stone. A stone brimming with untold ether that he had sought out that he might harness its potential to rescue a loved one lost to the rift. But so powerful was the stone that it warped the flow of the life stream. Its very existence was a threat. And so, when faced with the choice between one life and countless others, Nilebert wept and shattered the stone. He had held his comrade's salvation in his hand and cast it aside for the greater good. For his sacrifice, he was judged a hero, and in that instant, a warrior of light was born. In life, Nilebert was a pragmatic figure, though whose wisdom and sagacity were admired by all. Little wonder that in death he would retain his virtue.
Man, it was so sad when Sega City closed. I was really sad about that. Back in the
Sega
90s.
City?
Yeah.
What made you... First of all, I don't know what that is. Second of all, what made you think about that?
Sagacity, yeah.
Oh,
that's all.
you're just making a joke.
Yeah, you're making
Just making a joke.
Please continue.
Okay. It's lost on me.
Robert!
Yes, that's on me, not you. But as Nilebert mourned the friend he forever lost, the betrayer Silva looked on in silent contentment. For they had taken the first step on their path towards becoming heroes brave and true. His sacrifice had sparked their transformation. 'Twas fuel for the ritual to come.
That was like the face everyone wore in Sky Pirates like the whole time.
God, dude, the Ellison, she's just like, just A to B clipping from one facial expression to the next. There's like no nuance to it at all. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
What ritual, you may wonder? Fear not. All will become clear in time. Once I take you to another location!
Yep.
Come with me to Lahi, to the Satia swamps. We must retrace the steps as they were taken to understand the depth of her treachery.
Hey, but it's you. You just didn't have your name. Like, you logged in and you're like, is Celia available? Oh, it's taken. Oh no.
I was AFK for too long.
I do kind of like the part I am enjoying is the spelling out like warrior of light transformation that, you get your GPPs off the ground, you pick up your crystal, and it's not just like a power source or like as we're calling them, good person points. It actually started that relationship.
Can I clap back at you for a moment?
Yeah, go for it.
I hate the good boy points. I think that's I'm not on board. I never accepted this.
Wait. Do you hate that I call them
wince
that?
every time you say it.
Wait, what do you hate about it? The system or the name?
The name.
Okay, we can call them something else.
I'm like, this isn't. I have to explain it every time, and I feel dumb because I think it's dumb.
Yeah, we can change it. We can change it to something else. We don't have to call it Good Boy Point.
This is more. I just wanted you to know. I just wanted you to know that deep down, I want to scream.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. To me, it keeps it in reference like how these things got here, because we've heard from other people that it's just kind of a Final Fantasy like theme that happens. Like when you do good deeds, you get a token from Heidelin, and that's that. So we could call them Heidi Tokes.
You become a warrior blade. It's your light crystal.
Why is this? Oh, it's an animal. Heidi Tokes. They're called now. Heidi Tokes. Tokens of Heidelin.
Now just imagining Minfilia in her nightie ripping a big fat ball. That's what I'm imagining when you say hi to Tokes.
The waking sands, huh? So you gotta wake yourself up.
The wake and bake sands.
Yeah, more like that. Yeah, nailed it. Got him. Oriange down in the basement. Hath thou heardest? Burneth like Ifrit it does.
The Rising Stoners. Foxhound wins.
Yeah.
Foxhound wins.
Fire, wind. Yeah, we combine all the primals. It's perfect.
This place is familiar to you, no? From days recent and long since past.
I do remember this place.
After the events of Amarang, Ardbert and his comrades grew in fame, spurring others to entreat their aid. The adventurers sought out greater and greater challenges, and in pursuit of another, they came to Raktika.
That was like the Giga Moose, yeah.
It's like a curl moose.
Yeah.
While here, the hunter Renderay learned that the notorious mark Balam Keats was near. And so, under cover of darkness, she slipped away from the others to slay the beast by herself.
Wonderful cooking book.
Would you let me finish?
Please continue.
Like Nilebert before, of course. You already know what her motive was. Balam had robbed her of her fellow hunters. Only vengeance would redress the balance. Moreover, she would not dare risk the lives of her new comrades. So terrified was she of the mere possibility that she might have to relive that terrible day. And so she faced Balam alone, and would have surely died for it, had Ardbert and the others not arrived in time to help. Like Nilebert before, of course, you already know what happened next. For her love, her conviction, and her resolve was she chosen by Heidelin. And from that day forward, Renderay swore never again to betray her comrades' trust, to share with them the triumphs and the tragedies, to relinquish the freedom she had once held in the highest. The bravest, most courageous hunter that ever was, the moment would define what she became in life and in death. Mild shock. Her sacrifice would hasten the transformation. 'Twas fuel for the ritual to come. The betrayer, Silva, looked on, yet more satisfied. They were oblivious to her machinations, unaware that they were dancing to her tune. Their journeys continued, and so must ours. To Ilmeg and Ligia.
Okay, I'm decently intrigued. I'm intrigued.
I really like the way she's written. It's delightfully, obviously evil.
Oh yeah, of course.
Until the other boot drops and is like, I was the evil, kind person the whole time. I saved them with evil intent.
I like where it's going. I'm curious to see what they're getting at, because
see you in Wackeldorf.
Wackeldorf. Because what, are you gonna like? You got them all jazzed up on stones, and then this was your big evil plan to like make them warriors of light, so you could,
I guess, maybe
throw them under the bus or something. It seems kind of odd. Seems like an odd plan.
As beautiful now as it was then, you saw it too. Would you not agree? No, I wouldn't, because I failed the solo duty about 7 times.
Yeah, there's something like a princess. We had to like protect the princess.
Yes, and then she exploded into a Tendi. Now I'm doing it.
Well, she like turned into like the Warframe model, and then I think she died right after. And yeah, something about that gave birth to a. Are we calling them tendies now? Yeah.
Light Tendi.
Light tendies.
Yeah. With the death of Balam, the legend of Ardbert and his comrades had grown larger than ever. Thus emboldened, they came to the kingdom of Verbert.
Oh, are these presented in chronological order, I guess?
I was about to say, are we
Yeah.
not learning a chronological order for? I mean, you could have pieced it together from how the armor gets better.
Yeah, how is armor
over the course of
escalates?
the cutscenes. Yeah, Verbert had long been troubled by what some had dubbed a magical plague. Innocents transformed into misshapen fiends that the kingdom's knights had no choice but to put down ere the contagion spread. I don't like swords that curve that direction.
Oh, isn't it's a thing though. You try to reach
Scimitar?
around the shield. Yeah.
No, wait, no. Scimitar, is it? Maybe.
Scimitars have the blade on the outer curve. There is a
back.
like a sickle kind of thing. Like it goes out straight and then does a hook, and so you can hook
Yeah,
around.
it's
the
another
shield.
one of my overly specific things I don't like.
But it's a real weapon. It's like a real.
I believe so.
A strategy.
I believe so. I just don't like how they look.
I mean,
don't like how they look.
to be fair, it likely developed because the enemy had a very particular type of shield. So you show up to combat with that in most fights, probably not as effective as when you were actually fighting that exact kind of shield.
Sayella continues. Brandon had been one such knight in his youth. In his youth, that was a full stop. He had served the Princess Saldia faithfully, only to be cast out for a single mistake. Thus did he take to the road where he met Ardbert and the others. Having grown stronger and wiser and more respected, Brandon felt it was time to return and redeem himself. And with the aid of his comrades, he did just that. Tadric, the court mage, was unmasked as the mastermind of Verbert's mystery. And by disgraced knight's blade was he brought to justice. But with his dying breath, Tadric cursed the Princess Saldia, sentencing her to a fate worse than death.
Die highs.
That's a great fate. Also, can we talk about how utterly silly the Ellison looks right now because of the way the legs are coming up, but you can't see the coat behind the middle of the legs?
Wait.
It just looks like it's bow-legged.
Oh, weird. Yeah. He's got like bell bottoms on, but they're not fully attached.
Yeah. Anyway.
Huh.
At her behest did he raise up his blade, and for the sake of the kingdom, struck down his liege lady. With that single stroke he forever changed, though nearly not in the way that was necessary. He stood at the precipice and almost forsook his compassion for unflinching judgment, but mercifully turned aside at the last. Thus did he find and embrace true justice, that which weighs law and heart together, and strives for the greater good. 'Tis a long, difficult road from which many stray, settling for simple moralities. But I would expect no less of the man who became Diciosin. Dutch angle!
Yeah.
His sacrifice would strengthen the transformation. 'Twas fuel for the ritual to come. As her companions grew ever more powerful, so too did the betrayer Silva. Bit by bit, they brought her closer to her goal. But it was not yet finished. To Calusia they returned, and so must we. Tamra, and the next chapter of our tale await.
I'm using that. Anytime I screw up now, it's going to be, it's just fuel for the ritual to come. The ritual is losing my shit late at night, but it's fuel for the ritual to come.
Think about how much it pissed you off.
Yeah.
And then you get shame about how mad you got.
Yep. Oh yeah. Oh
Yep.
yeah. Well, and then you feel bad that you're mad, and then that's the cycle right there. Then you know you're locked in.
Could you even start this if you hadn't done every single role quest, or could you start it if you had done in chronological order and stopped, and then would she have just cut you off at a certain point because you hadn't done the thing yet?
No, this is like the cap.
Okay.
Yeah. So you wouldn't even have access.
But I could see where if you just happened to do them in quote unquote chronological order, where you could have started it and then she would have been like, "But that's a tale to come," but then you can't continue it because you hadn't. It would have been simpler to just not let you start it. But
yeah, that would have been cute. It's kind of interesting too because I feel like their online persona was more showcased in their first one, which we did last. So actually, the first one would make you more hyper aware of the Warrior of Light you've never heard of, and the later ones, particularly the Princess one, is a lot lighter.
Gotcha. Slowly but surely, the adventurers were fulfilling their potential. Word of their deeds in Verbert spread like wildfire, and their legend grew even larger. But for all their success, the fledgling heroes would be forced to endure more hardship and welcome more sacrifice. They pressed deeper into the depths of Raktika, towards ancient Ronka. 'Twas there that the dwarf Lamit came to a crossroads. For in claiming the magic she desperately desired, she would be forced to renounce something equally precious. Dwarves are a reclusive lot, wont to withdraw from the outside world that their many traditions might be preserved in isolation. When the stone blight began to spread, they chose to lock away the afflicted and refuse to seek outside help. But Lamit would not abide this. She vowed to save her ailing kin, her sister among them, even if it meant violating Dwarven law. With her newfound power, she returned and cured the sick, and for this, she was banished by the Council of Elders. Those dicks. This came as no surprise, for she had made her peace with it long before. When she stood in that ancient ruin and called upon forgotten guardians to grant her forbidden knowledge, she knew then what the price would be. She had weighed her traditions and identity against the lives of those she had loved and made her choice, though it pained her terribly and in ways only a dwarf could understand. And Hydaelyn, it would seem. Through hardship and sacrifice was a new warrior of light forged, a healer that knew more than any the value of a life, and would do nothing to see it preserved, even in death.
Do we know how Ardbert got his 10D? Because we know all the others now. And they've made either some sort of sacrifice or given up something for the greater good.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I guess we haven't learned what Ardbert's
gem
was from.
No.
Okay.
No, just like how we haven't learned the name of the star before the Sundering, which was probably Zodiac.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's true.
Her sacrifice would nearly complete the transformation. 'Twas fuel for the ritual to come. Very soon, then. Very soon. For Ardbert and his comrades had stumbled upon evidence of the larger design, threads linking together the disparate troubles of the realm. A name spoken only in whispers, the Shadowkeeper, a singular force sowing chaos and discord throughout Norvrent to an unknown end. If the Warriors of Light truly wished to save their world, then they would need to confront this villain amongst villains. And at the end of their exhaustive search, at the end of their struggle, who do you think they found waiting to welcome them with open arms? The answer to that awaits us in Lakeland, our final destination. The villain yet walks among us, Tuninval, unknown and unpunished, Go on ahead and wait for me at Laxon Loft. There are preparations to which I must first attend.
Whoever they might be, as they laugh and cackle into the sunset.
That's what I'm gonna say from now on when I tell folks to go enjoy snacks while I make them a drink. I'm gonna say there's preparations to which I must attend.
It's like those lists. Don't say this, say this. Yeah, exactly.
Kyle, did you know if you click on the white text under the quest title in your quest log, it will open the map up automatically instead of opening the journal and needing to click on the map button?
Oh, the white text underneath?
That's how I do it. I didn't know that's how you did it.
Cool. I mean,
on the little tracker on the right.
I haven't felt a great need to like.
Oh God, I fell!
Oh
no! I'm at 1 health. Oh shit. Okay, I didn't piss the thing off. We're good. We're good. Almost lost our cool there.
I don't do it to frustrate anybody, and I don't do it to like make a video someday about how much I hate Final Fantasy and UI or something like that. So I don't mind the extra click, but I'll try to remember.
Are you accusing other YouTubers of intentionally playing wrong so that they can eventually make a video where they drop a bunch of shade based on the dumb way that they play?
I mean, maybe people do that.
Tell me, Kyle. Tell me. Where's the drama? Who is it?
I'm just saying.
Which Final Fantasy 14 YouTuber can you not stand?
Do
you think is lying to us all?
I'm saying I might continue to do it, but it's not like dying on a hill, and I'm not doing it to properly frustrate you. I'm doing it because
you heard it here first, everybody.
I don't mind the
Kyle
extra
Ferguson thinks Jesse Cox is just so in drama.
Did they make a big UI? No, I don't think at all.
I just went with someone that we're obviously not talking about. That was the joke.
I'm at damn you. If you'd like to, there was a bunch of stuff that happened, a bunch of camera twirling, so you'll need a second to catch up.
Okay. All right, let's get in here. Ooh, it's nice shot of the Crystarium. Ooh, nice armor. Boy, Elzins need some more facial expressions.
They are well, I think we've talked about it before. They don't actually like live ancient elf lives.
No, I think I looked it up on a wiki, and it's like on average maybe 15 years longer.
Yeah,
than
like 20.
Every other race.
Yeah, there's not like a whole like, well, the soul is beneath me kind of thing. It's just they didn't really give them the most expressive faces.
Shorter necks. I like the necks. I like their necks. Damn you, Silva. We were comrades in arms. Friends. No, I'm just gonna have to read two damn characters because I've been reading Silva.
Yep, you jumped on it.
That we were, and that we are. Everything I said, everything I felt, it was all true. You mean the world to me. You're the bloody Shadowkeeper. What in the hells was this for?
There's my hot take. That's my start of video hot take. I'll share one. I don't like hot takes. I don't like the phrase, but I will share one right now. The JPEG teeth always bother me when we zoom in on them. Like it's all there's always, there's always a hot like Emmett's there and he's like, and I'm just like,
the individual slats, man, it's rough.
Yeah,
it's rough.
Yeah, just two folded JPEGs, kind of like.
Yep.
Let's not go in on it. Like this is good distance. Yep. This is a good distance right here.
For you, for every one of you, to forge you into heroes worthy of her blessing, that she might choose you as her champions.
Jealous?
A ruthless mage consumed by the pursuit of power to save his friends no matter the cost. By his sacrifice, a warrior born. Oh, now we're just gonna roast him.
Yep.
A mournful hunter scarred by tragedy, resolved never again to trust in others. By her sacrifice, a warrior born. A disgraced knight with a normie name who yearned to steal his heart in justice's name. By his sacrifice, a warrior born. A troubled healer torn between tradition and love. By her sacrifice, a warrior born. And I'm not even going to get started on the alcoholism. And their leader, an adventurer,
with a heart overflowing with love for his dearest comrades, who must now bring his axe to bear against his own. By his sacrifice, a warrior born. I am the villain you seek, the keeper of shadows from a world shrouded in dark. By our struggle will this world be shattered and its souls saved.
Screamer name? Yeah. He did it. He did it.
There's no way I can give that justice.
That was great. Okay, I'm liking this because these are my questions I've had. Like, why? I agree. Why did that make you a warrior of light? It wasn't that big of a deal. Granted, we got our first warrior of light token for not doing a whole lot either. So our first tendy was a bit easy to get. Exactly. There we go.
Saw it all, did you? I thought you might. Mother's gift has a knack for showing us exactly what we need to see, if not what we want to or when. They knew me as Silva, but my real name, it doesn't matter. Yes, it does!
Yes, it does!
Like you, I am not of this world. I crossed the rift and came to the first. My home, the 13th, fell to the dark in a calamity that mirrored the one which nearly claimed this world. I was one of several heroes who failed to save it.
Okay, so not an Asian.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out. But hung out with them, much like a Knuckle-Eye, I guess.
Boon business.
Yeah. Oh, damn, Ratolia, thank you. The boy, a Knuckle-Eye. Oh, damn!
Yeah.
A Knuckle-Eye. I have glimpsed him in your memories. He was a friend. Like him, I heeded the words of the Asians, and that I might redress the balance, I chose to come here and hasten a rejoining of worlds. A shard subsumed by dark demands, a mirror of blinding light. Primordial forces will strive to achieve equilibrium, but there was a solution. A single solution, I believed. Were a flood of light to consume this shard in its entirety, it would be of no use. The Asians made it clear it must be brought to the brink, but no further. The task was difficult, but the plan simple. Souls predisposed to the light, fledgling heroes in the making. I would bring together Ardbert and his comrades and groom them for a higher purpose. With my battle bra in tow, I would play the part of comrade and guide their course, all the while laboring in secret to pit stronger and stronger enemies against them, until finally, once they were warriors of light brave and true, I would reveal myself as a warrior of darkness and extinguish their radiance forever. So wait, is this what Elidibus is getting on about? Did he bring more mofos from the 13th?
Oh, I
Remember
guess
the epilogue?
I guess he could. Yeah, that could be what he was talking about in the epilogue. That he's because it sounds like he's gonna make up a bunch of bullshit and start throwing it at us to keep us busy on the first.
Maybe.
I mean, they're essentially. You got to edge. It's edging. You got to edge the planet. You can't let it go all the way.
Another phrase.
It's the same, but that's basically the concept. It's
oh my word.
Basically the concept is.
Oh God. The terminology of Kyle Ferguson does not necessarily reflect that of both halves of Grinding Gear.
And that's what makes the fortuitous calamities so sweet. So sweet, in fact, they count them.
Boy, he's just digging that hole, folks, isn't he?
I don't remember a Knuckle-Eye. I do remember a Knuckle-Eye, but was a Knuckle-Eye making us do the Warring Triad to prep something? Or why was a Knuckle-Eye part of the Warring Triad?
I don't remember exactly at first, but I do believe there was a moment where he was feeling like he had been led astray.
Yeah, because they were saved by
Because that was a while ago at this point.
Yes. Heavens
like a year ago or something.
So Heaven's Ward, a Knuckle Eye is brought over by Elidibus to do what exactly? Because the Warring Triad weren't really possessing of ethery business.
Mayhap.
The big three from escaping.
Keep
Elidibus
the balance, I think. I
didn't
don't
want
remember.
Garlemald to get the Triad. Oh, wait, maybe I remember that, right? Because that's where we got confused, because I think Elidibus was kind of doing a good thing for a little bit there. He was kind of doing some good guy stuff, bringing over an Knuckle Eye, and then he wanted to stop Garlemald from getting forces. So yeah, he was trying to keep things balanced at that point. That sounds right to me.
I need to revisit that.
Okay.
I need to revisit that cutscene.
Okay.
Anyway, where did I leave off here? Yep. Moving on to the next line. Thus would this world be primed for a rejoining, and the source for a calamity. The Asians, who called themselves Mitron and Logrief, Mitron? I think it was Mitron and Logrief, were confident it would succeed. And indeed, Ardbert and the others rose to the occasion, as I knew they would. It was not to be. I had misjudged Ardbert. His comrades before him had made their sacrifices in turn, and as their mirror, I had grown stronger for it. Had he but embraced his role and struck me down, victory would have been mine. But Ardbert, dear Ardbert, would not forsake his heart. In the end, he chose mercy. He chose love, and I was undone. The rest you know. He sought out Mitron and Logrief and granted them what he refused me. They accomplished everything they set out to achieve, and then the flood came and washed it away. In the wake of my betrayal, I would look on from the shadows and reflect on my many sins as I fell to ruin, denied death, then and now, and perhaps even after, ever after, as a fragment of my essence endures. As a bartender. But
Well,
then,
you gotta eat.
one day years ago, my fallen comrades rose again as the cardinal virtues. It coincided with the arrival of the first scions, I later realized. A defense against the forces being marshaled to undo my failure. I can but assume the Asians played the idea in Vothri's head. They were his creations, after all. And with their graves in Yomoran territory, it was doubtless a simple matter to have their bodies exhumed and prepared.
Hang on one second. Coincide with the arrival of the first scions, I later realized a defense against the forces being marshaled to undo my failure. Oh, okay. I can but assume the Asians planted the idea in Vothri's head. They were his creations after all. Which
The cardinal virtues.
Yeah, they're made by Vothri?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And we now know why they look exactly like the Warriors of Light. They just freaking dug up bodies and turned them into super special Sin Eaters?
Yeah, seems that way.
Yeah. Who am I to speak, you may think when I say this, but when I say these abominations, he had wrought in their image, I was filled with such despair, such anger. I cannot unwrite the past. My soul is stained with the blackest sin, and I will not pretend that it can ever be otherwise. But this act, this I could not ignore. If the Asians were going to such lengths, then surely others would cross the rift in due time. And so I hatched a plan. I would assume the guise of Sayella, and as her take up residence in the Crystarium, where I would take measures to bring together the most ambitious of adventurers, individuals driven by more than mere coin, virtue hunters. That way, When the enemy the Ascians feared more than any came to the first, the stage would be set. They would join in the hunter's quests, and together unmake Vothri's simulacra, I will struggle with that word, and lay their struggles to rest once more. And so you did, Valentuna. The virtues are no more, but the one ultimately responsible for their creation, the devil who set them on their doomed path, lingers still. You know all there is to know of the heroes who saved this world, except how Ardbert got his crystal. The truth I kept hidden in the shadows is yours, and there are no more secrets to share. And so I ask you now to grant me that which Ardbert could not. Death.
I don't think you respond to "please kill me" with ... So I'm favoring actual words.
I could see being stunned.
Yeah. But so she wanted her party to kill her so that they would basically stop being a party, right? That would like kind of tear the group apart, and therefore we would have pushed to the light as far as we want to go. And instead they didn't kill her, and they went on to destroy the Ascians, which is what caused the Flood of Life and would have destroyed the entire world, except for Minfili was set over by Orianche's plan.
Someone's saying they had 3 options here? Christian? What was the third option and why?
Yeah, I don't know. Why would there be a third option? We've done the things. The only way you get the quest is if you do the things.
I don't know. Anyway. I'm going with stunned silence.
Okay, I'll join you. I'll join you.
You do you. You don't have to. Probably doesn't matter. When you looked at me that way, you reminded me of Ardbert. He never did let me take the easy way out. I'm guessing suicide is out of the question too. How can you stand there and say I deserve to live? I didn't say anything. Knowing everything I did, the lives I destroyed, the chaos I wrought, the wardens pale in comparison. Surely there is no greater villain than the Shadowkeeper. Lady, you have no idea the people I've met.
A little Boy Scouty, that first one.
I hate it. Yeah, I'm going with that second one.
You going with the second one? I'm a little
I am
Boy
not
Scouty.
Captain America.
I'm a little Boy Scouty.
'Twould be for my own benefit, that I cannot deny. And if I'm to indulge in one final act of selfishness, you'll make me do it myself, won't you? Make me confront the cowardice of it, the ugly truth that I'd rather run away than try to seek atonement.
Interesting. Mine is, she's talking about how does she even find atonement.
Different line for the same selection?
No, but I did the Boy Scout one. I'm a bit of a Boy Scout.
Gotcha. Perhaps I may yet find purpose in preserving my comrade's legacy, in helping others to understand the sacrifices that made them true heroes. I know a bard I could introduce you to. For now, I shall return to the Crystarium and continue to assist Glennard, while spreading the forgotten tales of the Warriors of Light.
You can stop if you want. Like, you don't have to keep up the ruse if you don't want to.
You would have been good friends, you and Ardbert, in another life. We were good friends in this one.
Yeah.
Maybe you and I as well. We still could be!
Yeah, we still can if you want.
Stop flagellating.
So, if the Ascians keep sending people across the rifts, why did Emmett even have an interest in the Crystal Exarch by saying, well, I need to study him and crap. I gotta keep poking him until he teaches me how to go across the rifts.
I was low-key hoping Sayella would show up full armor to continue bartending.
Yep, bartending in full armor.
I tell you, I am not at all accustomed to wearing armor any longer. Simply moving about it in it is taxing enough is enough to tax my strength. And fighting, any one of Captain Lena's recruits could probably put me flat on my back. Fortunately, I needn't rely on my sword to spread the truth of my fallen comrades' deeds. Only words and the passage of time will see their legacy redeemed in the eyes of the people. Thank you for accompanying me on my journey of remembrance to Ninval. May your deeds ever be remembered and celebrated, as all heroes deserve.
That's a pretty big tonal shift from your original fuel for the fires.
I'm so evil.
Yeah.
It was me. It was Sayella all along.
I make the joke in the video tomorrow too, but man, like, oh man, Emmett, what a misunderstood villain. What a cool villain. And then at the end, darkness reigned for 1,000. And you're just like, okay, dude, like, all right, man. Fine. So much for nuance. Let's all scream about darkness. The ritual to come.
It feels, I guess, we convinced Sayella, like, hey, don't off yourself, and no, we're not going to kill you. But it feels like our argument pales in comparison to the zone-spanning jaunt we went on, where Sayella continued to be creepy.
Yes, yeah, but she was, she was doing it on purpose. It was a performance because she wanted to be put down. She wanted to be put to the sword. So she wanted justice delivered upon her still. And
she went to the Grahatia school of I'm the villain.
Yeah, well, it was maybe poorly acted in that way. I like the wording she used, but yeah, it was a little.
No, I really like this dialogue. I like how Sayella was written.